Well, we are live. So April, you can go ahead.
Hello and good evening. My name is April Benson. I'm one of the event planners for the Charlotte Black Film Festival, 10th year anniversary. Kudos to Tommy Nicholson and all the things that he does. Right now we have our filmmakers that are with us this evening, and they're going to introduce themselves. We'll talk about the film, their film, and what we're excited to see as we move on and we move forward towards the film festival. I want to say thank you guys. I'm just not meeting you all, and welcome. And it's a pleasure and very humbling to be in front of you guys. Not at the best quarters, but it's working itself out. But thank you so much. And we're just going to move right along with everyone and give us a good take on the film, what you've seen, and what you would like to do more of to give those that love movies a little bit more to watch. I'm gonna go ahead and start with Mr. Jason Gregory.
So what you mean is your name, your film, and just your name and your film and what it's about.
Okay, Jason Gregory. My film is called Waking Up White, or TV pilot is called Waking Up White, and it's it's about a Black family that wakes up white, and they have 30 days to decide if they want to go back to their cultural roots or stick with the skin that they're in.
I couldn't imagine.
Me neither.
It's interesting with that film and today. How do you find that film relating to people? Because it's almost as if that's kind of we need something like that in the midst of everything, a comedy about the play off of each other in this part.
Yeah, we really wanted to examine this and see if the grass was truly greener on the other side. And truth be told, this actually started out as a feature film for my grad thesis project. I started grad school at UCF in 2016, and this is what came out of it. And we changed it from being a feature film to a TV series because we said with everything that we talk about, we don't want to rush it, and we want to actually be able to focus on different issues each week.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Ms. Duke, come on, talk to us.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for inviting the film Cool Black North to your festival. And congratulations on your 10th year anniversary. I have to say that as well. Tanya Walker, she is here. She is one of the people in the film. Cool Black North, a lot of people don't know about Black people in Canada. And a lot of people don't know how we have some extraordinary high achievers in our community. You know, usually when you see Black people on television, it's the same old. That same stereotype crosses the border, basically. And so our film is about the unique and vibrant Canadian Black community and its role in the country's contemporary identity. We have people who have done amazing things like Mrs. Walker here. She's an amazing lawyer, and she became one of the first female benchers in Ontario, I believe, in Toronto. And that was such a remarkable achievement because that institution for the last 200 years has been predominantly white men. So to film her and her accomplishments as a lawyer, she runs her own firm, and just see how well she does in Toronto and showing her family life, that was just amazing. So it's like the film is made up of 16 portraits of people in the community across Canada. That's so amazing. And just what they do, a lot of them give back to the community, and it was just a chance to highlight our community. And so I can't wait till you all see it, because I want to see how the material connects with you and how you know, some of the talent and some of the great people that are coming out of Canada, how it connects with what's going on in the States. And I would like to have Tanya say a couple words about it. But
no, wait a minute, because I think Tanya's only on here because she's trying to avoid that panel discussion we're gonna have. She's gonna avoid that.
You're smart.
No, I just saw it on my phone. I just saw it, so I'm sorry. I guess I'm a keener. I'm here a little bit early. But I really enjoyed being part of this. And I find that sometimes when we're portrayed on television, it's not always in a positive light. And so it's nice to have younger people see that you can own law firms, that you can run the law, help run the law society. It's being the first Black female, like it's a board of director, voted in 223 years. Is quite remarkable, and I appreciate it because only lawyers can vote for you. And I was reelected again to last year. So you're putting in a position of power and to be seated at the table, and that's how you really can affect change. So I'm so grateful to Alison because we spent so much time putting that all that work together, even just showing my parents who are from Jamaica and you know they're having to talk about our upbringing and how rebellious I was, so that you really need, it's really, you really do, when you have the support of your parents and your family, it helps bring you so much further. So thank you, Alison, for your hard work.
And you just said something I want to respond to. You just said that how, because you're the board chair, is that what you're the board chair?
Yeah, I'm board director. So we make decisions that govern about 60,000 lawyers.
Okay.
So one thing we did was implement strategies to recognize racism in the profession. 13.
That's awesome. So being that board chair where you can really impact change. And I want to just say to everybody here, no matter what city you live in, look how you can become connected. Look how you can, represent, the culture. I'm the board chair of our public access TV channel. And Wednesday is my 1 year. So they vote again for the new officers. So we see how that's going to happen because I'm very disruptive in this space, right? Because it's been wrong for so long is what I say. It's been wrong for so long. When you come in there, it kind of blows your mind that they're still doing things the same old way. So you're not being disruptive. You just want them right, So good thing. Okay, Miss Bay.
Hi.
Hello.
Good evening. Nice to meet everyone. This is my first time meeting everyone. So
nice meeting you too. Nice meeting you too. Good to hear from you.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. So my name is Princess Bay. I'm the writer and director of Khadija, which is a short film about a woman who converts to Islam. And it's really the story of her finding her identity and her voice within the relationship while still trying to remain true to her faith, which can be hard sometimes.
Yeah, I really, when I first watched that, because I watched every film in the beginning, I watched it months and months ago, but it's really deep, that decision and the consequences of that decision, how you showed that, you know what I mean? So yeah, very interesting. I see something out now that Tyler Perry has that reminds me a little bit, not as much, that he has this one TV show that he has, but I thought it was very, very good. Did you act in that as well?
No, so this was actually, thank you by the way, but this was my first time directing the film. So I wanted to not be in it because I wanted to focus on that and I wanted to just give an opportunity to another actress. And so my lead, she's not here right now, but it's so funny because after the film, she actually started like fasting during Ramadan because I guess she became so close to the character and like the research that she had to do in order to portray Khadija, and it's something that she's been doing since then. So awesome. It's really that's really cool.
Interesting. So anybody see Khadija today? Anybody take a look at that? You guys have until 11:59 because every movie that was shown today, you can still review it up to 11:59. It's worth it. I mean, story is very good, so you guys will appreciate watching that film.
So when you guys were getting your actors together to let's say live out some of the performance that you all have put in your art, how did you go about making sure you had the right person and the right people that's going to portray what you want your viewers to see? How did you do that?
Well, hold that. That'll be the second question. Let everybody do an introduction, and then that's the next question we're going to. All right, let everybody do an introduction first, because that's a good question. Okay, Mr. Simmons.
Hello, good evening, everyone. How are you doing today?
Hi, Mr. Simmons.
How you doing? My name is Tariq. I'm originally from New York. I live in Atlanta now. My film is Evolution, writer and director. Evolution is about an alien named Haru who comes to Earth to approach a human character named James so that he can evolve the human race there are powers that be that does not want this to happen, creating conflict. So I created a sci-fi film because I'm a sci-fi buff and I like comic books and the MCU stuff. So I wanted to create something that's for us, that shows our people, that's created by us as well.
And it's interesting, and like he's a buff, and if you had, let's say, your favorite genre of film, and if you just could go wild with it and create whatever you wanted to, that's what he did with this film. I mean, he had animation, he had different effects in this movie. He did, people disappearing, pop. So it was really, really kind of, you just spit it out there. Now, is this a short film, or what direction are you going with that film?
Okay, so like Jason, I made this film in college, my senior film class, and it was a short film. And when I pitched it, it was like, that's too much for a short film. Then I realized that is true, so I decided to write it as a feature. It's part one of a trilogy, so I wrote the feature. Currently, I'm in the process of the rewrite for the feature. And what I want to do is I want to create a franchise, like in the vein of Star Wars. Okay. So I have 3 films for the feature. I have an animation spinoff, which is a prequel, and then a television series epilogue.
Good. And Miss Bay, what's next for you? I mean, are you going to expand that, or are you just going to let that run the circuit, or what's your goal with Khadijah?
Oh, is that for me? Yeah. So people have, and I think people tend to do that. People have been asking me about, well, what happens next? But yeah, right now we're going through the film festival circuit and looking for distribution. And I've kind of already just moved on to the next next idea, the next project. But yeah, ideally I just wanted to be streaming on platforms and just allow people to see it, because we don't really see a lot of representation of Black Muslims at all in mainstream media and mainstream TV. This film is a little bit controversial because of what's happening in it as far as the domestic violence. But what I really wanted to explore was the fact that you may see a Muslim woman, but at the end of the day, she's a woman first. And so we all experience the same thing. We all go through the same things. And that's kind of the point that I wanted to drive. So I really just wanted to be out there.
Great. Okay, Miss Clover.
Hey everybody, I am Clover Ford. I am the writer, producer, director of and lead actress of Vandalized. It is my very first film. Vandalized is based on colorism. It's a woman having vivid dreams of her past that is based on colorism. Can I give it away? I'm not sure if I can give it away.
Yeah, you've seen it already, right?
Okay, yes. So her car was vandalized in high school. So she goes through having those dreams and having conversations with her friends, kind of just reliving that moment of colorism. So that's my film.
Good. Interesting. And let's go to Miss Joy.
Yes, sir. My name is Joy, and my film is Judging Eyes. It's a short film about a young prostitute, and she's being judged just based on the way she's dressed. And the film just kind of lifts the veil on sex trafficking and just how you don't always know someone's story. A lot of these people, they don't choose that life. You don't know what's going on, what drove them in that direction. So it makes you question your own judgments.
Yeah. And let me just say something to Clover. I'm gonna come back to you, Clover. At one time I was thinking about doing a conversation around colorism. So, if it was up to me, I'll have a panel for just about most of the films, because the discussion points are so important that we could have. And so I was really close to doing that, just because you really brought out that whole issue of that, which sometimes in our community, it's brushed under the carpet. We don't really talk about it. Yeah, so that would have been a good conversation piece. And so Joy, your first statement was, you said that people was what with the prostitute? Say that again.
They were judging her just based on the way she looked, the way she was dressed.
And how many of us are guilty that when we see someone who we look at them, they kind of look like a woman of the night, we see them and we automatically kind of judge them, right? The boots, the straps, we automatically judge them. So that's interesting. That whole piece and how you brought that out, because just like Miss Bay said that, you know, women are women. You know, what you see after that is the characteristics of whatever decisions that they've made or whatever, but they're first a woman, and then respecting that. And I think that's exactly what your film did as well.
Thank you.
Good. Then we have Mr. Marlowe. Unmute yourself. Introduce yourself in your film. Unmute. Okay, now go.
Gotcha. I see you, April. How's everybody doing? Can I get a smile from everybody? Oh my gosh, beautiful smile from everybody. Great, beautiful smile from all my Black brothers and sisters. My name is Mario Valson Jr., Mario with a silent T, and I am the writer and director of Another Sunrise, which screened at 7:05. That's it.
My name is Tyrone Franklin. I go by Frankie. I am the lead actor for Another Sunrise. I just want to say hi to everybody as well.
Good. So your film, and I know Marlon, you do plays, and you created this film, and I don't know if you guys saw this. Once again, another film. I'm actually, guys, go look at every film, because this showed the emotions of a man going through relationships, and we don't see that a lot. You know what I mean? And it has these little funny parts that I always laugh about on the floor, and I'm not going to tell you, you have to see when he's on the floor, because we're going to always be a man no matter what we're going through, right? you have to see it to get what I'm talking about, right? And so through our pain, we still, good shooting, good. Where did you shoot the waterfall scene?
The waterfall scene.
Uh-oh.
Did we lose somebody's voice?
Oh, is he frozen?
Yeah, he's in Charlotte, so you know we down south in the country. His Wi-Fi weak. I'm joking, but anyway.
That day was beautiful. That day was beautiful because it was like a team building experience. You know, we had to hike.
Definitely.
We had to hike, and we had to hike with these equipments. And my wife and I, we actually scouted the area a week before, and we kind of told everybody, like, hey, the map says it's strenuous. It's strenuous. So, it was near Asheville. That's what I was saying. Asheville, North Carolina.
Okay, so you went out. Okay, that's interesting.
You was up in the mountains.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am, April.
Okay, April, I'm gonna let you take it.
Well, back to my original question. Thank you, Tommy. You did such a wonderful job.
Oh, hold on. Did we miss Gregory? Jason?
No, he was the first.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
He was the first. When you all was putting together whom you wanted to portray those individuals that have to be where people can understand them, especially with the sex trafficking, how do you all went about getting the right people to portray those leading roles? And when you saw them, was it instant, or it was like we had to do some work? Just give us some feedback, how you actually put all that together so that when we see them, we know that was for them.
I guess I'll go first.
Yes, ma'am.
For me, I played the lead, and it's based on a spoken word piece that I wrote. So I knew, you know, I felt the character. And as far as everyone else, I've worked with them previously on the stage, and I just spoken words that I wrote. I pretty much handpicked them, you know, for each role, and they all came through. It worked out very well.
Now, I think I would probably lose my mind that my caramel skin decided to be something else. How? I mean, what? I would lose my mind, basically. But it's
talk about the movie, man. Y'all shout it out. Do the start the video, man. When I'm out of the area, you know how to do it. Y'all talk about yourself.
So anyway, so just woke up white. I would be terrified. So when just give us some inside follies of putting I was asleep one morning, I woke up the next day, I was somebody else.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, that's pretty much how it went. You know, as Black people, we look for that seat at the table, and thankfully, we started creating our own table now, so we don't have to really, you know, seek out that seat. But you know, at the time when I put this together, there were a lot of things that were happening to family, to friends, and just looking at television as well. And in 2015, 2016, I was watching a late night news, and another African-American male had been shot and killed. And the news camera turned to this older African-American woman and said, you know, do you have any comments about this? And she said, this wouldn't have happened if we were white. And when she said that, I went to sleep that night, and it just stuck with me. And I woke up the next morning and said, wow, what if we woke up white, would we have the same opportunities? Now, me, myself, I love my melanin and I love the skin that I'm in. But you know, these characters, I kind of put them in that situation to see what their choices would be after 30 days.
Yeah, I'm sure it's very humbling. It's very humbling. With everything that's going on today, and plus the pandemic, you know, I don't think none of us want to wake up the next morning and your body decide to be something else. That'll be a dramatic experience. So,
and the funny part about, let me say this. So, you know, so this is how you know they were white. The picture of Jesus changed. That was
right.
Hilarious. That was hilarious. You first go in there, you thought they got the Black Jesus. They all, you know, they blinged out culturally, right? Yeah. And then when they look white, they look at the wall and it's a white Jesus with blue eyes. That was hilarious.
That's when the lead freaked out. Yeah.
Mr. Simmons, when you everyone have people who that they admire, that give them that initial start of where they want to go and where they want to be. How and whom gave you that spark in your eye and say, yeah, I want to be an artist. I want to be able to write films and movies. Who kind of picked you, you know, as a kid? Mama, daddy, brother, cousin, sister? Who gave you that spark and you knew you had that talent?
So actually, my mom, both my parents are they're artists. So,
those mamas.
Yes. So they both my parents are artists, and my mom particularly, she hadn't told me that, but when she went to college, she had minored in film. So when I told her that I wanted to go to school for film, you know, she was ecstatic. So growing up, I always was an artist, and I used to draw, you know, anime cartoons and things like that. So it was definitely easy for me to transfer over. And she was an art teacher for 30 years. So that, you know, that support of, you know, having an art background with my mom and my dad, they both supported me in everything I did. So.
Mm-hmm.
And Abel, we can go back and forth. Let's do that. Let's tag team. Take turns.
Let's tag team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good. So I want to ask everybody real quick about, you know, your process for this film. You know, you submitted to the film festival. Is this your first virtual experience? And were you guys looking to have that in person, and were you going to come to Charlotte for the in-person festival? And how do you feel about this virtual thing that has happened? A lot of folks have canceled festivals, but yet we did work hard to try to pull something together. So how do you guys think about, you know, the in-person experience versus the virtual experience for screening your film? And is this your first screening as well? So let's talk about that, Alison. Can't hear you.
Alison, you're on mute.
My daughter's playing violin in the background.
Oh, okay.
She's doing her violin rehearsal, sorry, and I just turned it off. But yeah, we this film was produced in association with Rogers Television in Canada. It's a television network in Canada. They also have a network called City TV. And so when we launched this film, it was a 2-hour television special. And I believe they played it again. It was made in 2018. They played, 2019 it launched, and then they played it again in 2020. And so now we're finding that people are really interested in Black Canadian culture, Black Canadians. And so it's playing, this is the first of 3 festivals that it's playing in the States. There's 2 other festivals that will be playing in. But outside of that, I also have produced and directed a lot of documentaries, and I have another film that Mr. Jane and Finch that just played in a virtual film festival as well. And I was also at Sheffield Doc Pitch, which is in London. I was supposed to go to London last week and pitch some projects at their festival there, the Sheffield Documentary Film Festival, and that all had to go virtual. Wow. So I've become used to these kind of platforms. I think it's a great way of connecting. It's easy. It saves money in terms of, having to bring filmmakers and travel, and also it's easier for time. But I also I feel like it is a way to meet a lot of people very quickly. People are getting used to, the screens. We watch media on screens, so it's not that much of a leap to be, experiencing the content in this manner. But I do miss meeting people in person, like just having that drink after after watching a film, or going, celebrating with people who are in the film and that you haven't seen for a while. And I do miss that experience. So I hope we can come back to it. Yeah, and I'm just happy that we're here, though. It's great, and that the film is going to be seen in a couple festivals in the States, which is great.
Awesome. How about you, Miss Clover?
So this is my first time. This is my very first film. This is my very first film festival. Kind of just, put it out there just to see what the water was looking like. But I was very much looking forward to, seeing everyone in person and getting that experience in person. And, just having that first film festival experience. I can say virtually, I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed hearing everybody. Also, just seeing how the films are set up, like the Netflix, I'm enjoying that too. And visiting everyone's film and what they have to offer. So it's inspiring, but I do miss seeing everybody face to face.
Good. How about you, Joy?
Same as Clover. I really was looking forward to that in-person experience, just feeling that energy. But I'm really glad that it continued. When I saw that you first said it was postponed, that you were planning to still have it, hook or by crook, you were going to have it. I was so happy, so very happy to hear that. And then just using the technology that we have, I love being able to just go back and watch the films. Like right now, after this interview, I'm going to get my dinner and binge watch everything that I haven't seen so far. So I love it.
Yeah, that's the way you do it too. You can click on each one and see it. I saw you making some your comments on Instagram about some things you saw, so which is really good. And how about you, Bae?
Oh, so I was really I love the film festival experience. Like my partner, he's like more like not so much, but I like really enjoyed. I had my flight already. I had my outfit. So I was looking forward to it, but like, I just want to commend you and your team for still being able to make this happen. And still being able to like organize it and have everyone here together. So I do like the idea of the virtual. I was like, how are they going to make this happen? But, going on the website and seeing all the films. And I think there's some positives to it because, at a film festival, if you miss the film, you missed it. And you meet someone, you're like, oh, I didn't see your film. And it's kind of like, oh, well, too bad. Maybe you'll see it again at some point. Whereas with this, you can actually, go back and look at it. We have everyone's information there. So you can, get everyone's contact. So I think it's really good that you guys were able to still do it. And I like it. But of course, like, in person. Yeah.
And you spoke just like a real film festival filmmaker, because that's probably one of the biggest issues that you will see them. They say, you're a filmmaker? I say, yes. Well, when is your film screening? Oh, it screened yesterday or screened earlier today. That happens all the time. That happens to everybody that comes to the film festival. So yeah, so you're definitely right about that. I see Marlo is gone, but he has 2 of his actors there. So you guys come on in. And there's Charlotte. So how did you guys screen it? I know you've seen it 100 times, but did you look at it again today?
Yes. This was my first time watching it today.
Oh,
Well,
you never watched it before?
This was actually our first time watching it today. We were like not gonna watch the video whatsoever until the film festival.
Yeah.
So the only person that's seen this film prior to it is actually Mario.
So did Mario set up where he hooked the laptop up to the big screen?
Well, I'm sorry, say that again.
Did he have the laptop hooked up to the big screen, or did you guys watch? Okay, that's how he did it. Okay.
Yeah, so we kind of packed everybody inside the house and watched it on the big screen, and that was our first time actually viewing ourselves on the film.
That is interesting. And so what'd you think? What did you think after seeing it again? And I mentioned the piece about showing the male side of the emotion. What did you think? Did you see that?
Absolutely. I mean, I think often there's times where you don't really get to see a male's perspective when it comes to, emotions and, what it is you're dealing with on a day-to-day basis. I think depending on what generation, we're all brought up in, as an older generation, you're kind of taught to hide your emotions and, just be the strong individual most of the time. So, it's one of those things that you just kind of deal with and accept. So being able to, I guess, playing this role and being able to actually showcase that there are so many emotions that we deal with as men that we don't often show. It makes you vulnerable, I guess. You have to actually dig into this role and show exactly how you truly feel, what it is you're truly dealing with. So it's definitely refreshing at the same time.
And I love the way how it shows what is the medicine for a man who is going through some emotional trauma. It shows what the medicine was.
A lot of medicine.
So I know y'all laughing. So, okay, what is Tommy laughing about? So you got to go see you got to go see it. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's cute, but you have to just see it. It's really funny to me when I see this. And so,
typical.
Yeah. So Gregory, so you, and I know you had emailed me before, so you asked me, could I move their screening time? I remember. So you can bring everybody down, right?
Yeah. We were trying to get a bunch of folks to come into the market, and we had some folks within the market also who wanted to go see it. So, I love the film, festival circuit. I love, face to face as well. Virtual just, makes it really, really convenient. Save a lot of money. Just like Bay, I had booked my ticket and was, had my outfits, had my shiny Luther Vandross outfit on. Ready. Yeah, I was ready. I was ready to be clean. So I just
too much pressure.
Yeah.
Well, did you say Luther Vandross outfit?
Yeah. The shiny, the sparkly. Yeah. I was ready.
I think that was his concert in London. But
watch it next year.
Yeah, no, hold on to it because we're doing the Vision Awards this year. So it's going to be virtual. So we want everybody to dress up. That is Sunday at 7 p.m. We're getting up the best in film in the different categories. We have 14 categories. The audience award is going to be based upon how many people you guys can get there on the Facebook page. And this is a free event, but we're going to give out all the awards. We got a DJ. We have hosts. And so we're doing this live thing in a very, very unique way. So it should be very, very fun and interesting. But your team needs to be there. So this is a way to get dressed up virtually. And we're going to have the award show. And we have some other unique things we're going to do there as well. And we do this every year at the festival. We have this Red Carpet Vision Awards where we've done it for 9 years, where it's the red carpet event. We have this nice program. You're going to dance. We had comedian hosts every year. So it's really have a great time. So, but we're going to do it virtually. So make sure you guys are ready. Come dressed up. I'm going to boot you out if you look like you just came from the basketball game. I'm gonna block you. So come. so come to awards pro because we don't get a chance to do it anyway, right? I mean, where can we go? So let's do it virtually and show out. And so we'll have a real good time. And then what's going to happen is based upon your category, you're going to be placed in the break room, right? So your categories will come up from the break room to this format. So let's say if it was Black women in film, this is what we will see. And then we can switch from this and you'll see your presenters on the left and right side. So you see those presenting the award, that kind of stuff. And then that person who wins the award of course, will come forward and kind of give their thank yous or whatever, and then they go directly to Instagram. Okay, so we have someone on Instagram waiting for all the winners, right? So you know how you do the BT Awards or whatever, and then after the win, you go back to the green room or whatever. So we're doing that on Instagram. So we have Instagram hosts who'll be waiting to conversate with you, which will be really, really cool. Okay, good. April, anything else you have to say?
I just want to say it's been an honor and a pleasure to meet you all. Too bad that we can't really go and party, but you can do it at your house. You know, get dressed up, maybe from the waist up, you know, who needs to see what's at the bottom, but you can still put, my hair be up. These dreads are gonna be looking like somebody else come, that day. So, but anyway, thank you all so much. We're looking forward to seeing you guys again. You're number one on my list. And so I promise I won't let Tommy talk y'all to death.
No.
But,
well, because my goal is I want everybody to go see them films. See the rest of the films you haven't seen. They're in that list. You can just click on them, see that, experience it. And then you get another email based upon the instructions for Sunday. So it's Sunday at 7. So 6:30 is the, if you come early at 6:30, then Instagram, we have the red carpet interviews that's happening at 6:30. At 7, we'll have the actual start the event. Got some real awesome things happening. So, hey, I just appreciate you guys for submitting your films. They're awesome films. Now, if you do me a favor, I'm going to, when this is over, I ask that you either submit your trailer or your film poster on this post with this conversation, right? Just do that real quick so that folks can still go and they can still check you out and still also know about who you are. So do that under this particular post.
Okay, Tommy, I have a question because yes. It's Alison. I have a question because we have some folks, we weren't sure of the time that they were supposed to come in for Cool Black North to talk about, to talk after the film.
Yes.
So can you send Aiken an email that can clarify like the link and everything, or somebody?
I did. I told you up to 10 people and we can move them in and out. So 6 can come on the screen, but we have 4 in the waiting room and we can pull them in and out as we talk about their part of the story.
Okay, are they going to be on Zoom or the other link?
The other link.
Okay.
It will not be a Zoom link, the other link.
Okay, and I come back on the other link as well?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Sorry for making, sorry for that, but I just want to clarify.
Hey guys, please.
And what time? And what time do you want us on?
I sent that in the email. I don't remember.
I know. It's just.
Hold on.
It's okay. It's just one of those things.
Hold on. It is. Oh, go to the website and go under events, and you'll see the time.
Okay, thank you.
Go on. Yeah, you see that there. Okay. Well, great, all everybody. Right. Look forward to it. Definitely. And let me ask this question before everybody leaves. How many of you really thought about leaving America and going to Canada? Raise your hand. If you ever thought about going to Canada, raise your hand.
Well, we have a lawyer here.
There, I heard it's too cold.
There's a lawyer right here. You should be using Tanya right now. You just go talk to Tanya. She's a lawyer. She can get you in.
I'm telling you.
How about I can just come and visit with you, Alison? I don't do the cold. I stay where we got all 4 seasons.
All right.
And I'll talk about, I shot a film in Buxton, Ontario, Canada. Buxton.
Oh yeah.
The settlement, and it was a historic film that we shot there, and so it was in Buxton, stay there. So it's really, really beautiful, clean. As soon as you leave Michigan to go into Canada, it's clean,